Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Congratulations to all the nominees. The collapse of several crypto asset platforms this year has highlighted the growing economic risks of unregulated digital assets. We've also seen the potential for contagion when these firms collapse under the weight of risky behavior and bring down other firms with them. As an example, last week, New Jersey-based crypto lender BlockFi filed for bankruptcy due to its exposure to FTX. If digital assets become further integrated with the traditional economy and financial system, that contagion risk could be amplified. So, Mr. Hill and Mr. McKernan, if confirmed, how will you ensure that FDIC supervised institutions are shielded from inappropriate risk in the digital assets space?
Senator, I guess I'd start by saying I think it's important to distinguish between different types of crypto-related activities that banks can potentially get involved in. I think there's a big difference between a bank providing custody services for crypto-related activity versus a bank using its balance sheet to engage in speculative investments. But I think generally the responsibility of the FDIC and the other banking agencies is to ensure that to the extent activities are legally permissible, that they're done in a safe and sound way.
Mr. McKernan?
Senator, if it confirmed, the way I would approach crypto-related activities within the banking system is really threefold. First, any crypto-related activities at a FDIC-regulated bank need to be performed in a safe and sound manner. Second, those activities need to be in compliance with consumer protection and other law. And third, the activities can't pose a risk to financial stability. I might just amplify a bit the second point, compliance with law. I'd want to study this issue further if confirmed, but as I understand it, there are some significant open questions as to what is a permissible activity when it comes to crypto at a bank. So I think that's something I'd want to understand better. And second, I do think there is a role for the market regulators to play in continuing to define the rules of the road in this space, and the banks will need to similarly comply with that law. But at a high level, it's about safety and soundness, compliance with law, and risk to financial stability.
All right. In order to manage this risk, it's important for Congress to have as much information as possible. In April, the FDIC issued a financial institution letter directing its supervisors to notify the FDIC of any activity they currently engage in or intend to engage in related to crypto assets. Mr. Gruenberg, will you commit to keeping Congress up to date on the findings of your research and the integration of digital assets into the traditional financial system?
Yes, Senator.
Thank you. I appreciate the caution FDIC has thus far shown with regard to digital assets, and I expect the nominees before us today to continue the scrutiny if you are confirmed. Chair Gruenberg, Mr. Hill, Mr. McKernan, the latest data from the FDIC shows that just 4% of the agency's executive managers are Hispanic, virtually the same number as the year before. Furthermore, the agency employs the lowest number of Hispanics relative to other regulators, such as the OCC and the NCUA, both in overall workforce and in senior positions. This is a community that has a $1.8 trillion domestic marketplace impact. It needs to be represented in our financial institutions. So why has the FDIC lagged behind its counterparts in hiring Hispanic and Latino staff and leadership?
Senator, you raise a very important point that has been a focus of attention and priority for us. As a general matter, among minority employees, the FDIC has generally been at or above the civilian labor force, but that has not been the case for Hispanic employees. We've been significantly below, as you pointed out. And for us, that has been a focus of attention in terms of our efforts to ensure diversity and inclusion at the FDIC. Earlier this year, we established at the FDIC an interdivisional task force focused on Hispanic employment because it really is, within our diversity issues, the most significant challenge. And we are focusing in particular on recruitment and hiring, as well as training and promotion at the agency. And I assure you this will be an ongoing priority, and we will be glad to stay in touch with you and your staff.
Well, this is a priority for this senator. has been for some time. And, the problem is we'd make no progress. So I hear all the things about, we're going to recruit, we're going to do this, but we make no progress. So I'd like to ask the three nominees to the FDIC, are you committed to having a diverse workforce, and will you work to achieve it if you are confirmed?
Yes, Senator.
Yes, Senator.
Yes, Senator.
And Mr. Chairman, with your indulgence, a very quick question, provincial question to Dr. McClain. Under previous administrations, HUD removed key multifamily housing staff from its office in Newark, transferred them to the New York regional office. HUD has not had a Region 2 administrator from New Jersey in over a quarter of a century. Now, as a former mayor in a state legislature, I know that presents a challenge for residents and property owners and managers. New York and New Jersey have very different housing needs and issues. So it's critical that we have HUD staff in the state that are familiar with our unique needs. Will you ensure, confirm, that the Newark office has the staff it needs and New Jersey remains a priority at HUD?
Senator, thank you for the question. I understand that this has been an ongoing conversation between your staff and HUD, and it also came up in my conversation with your staff. If confirmed, I'm committed to continuing to work with you and your staff on the issue surrounding New Jersey, and we'll make that a priority as we continue to move forward, sir.
Okay, continuing the work is nice, but making a difference is nicer. I've said this to the secretary, who I was very supportive of. If it continues that we don't have the appropriate staff in New Jersey, then I will not support future HUD nominees, no matter how qualified they are. Thank you very much.
Senator Menendez.